Welcome, my name is Luann Pikett. You're in my kitchen. I'm wearing one of my new little fun aprons. Okay, so I am gonna make lemon bars, spaghetti sauce, no big deal, real simple, and homemade honey mustard dressing for salad. Okay, here we go. Well, let us begin. Oh, I forgot my little prop. Hold on. I need to put my phone down on this box so this will work. Okay, so for the lemon bars, we're going to start with the crust. And for the crust, we need a 1/3 cup of softened butter. This is unsalted butter. That is 5 1/3 tablespoons or 16 teaspoons of butter if you don't know how much it is. And for baking stuff like this, you want to use real butter. Don't use margarine. Ugh, no. Use real butter. It won't work out. Margarine has too much water in it, and it won't work very well. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to blend that butter. Okay, so really what we're making here is a shortbread crust for the lemon bars. And you are going to put in a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar into the mix. And then I've already got my oven on 375 because you're going to bake the crust ahead of time. There's the powdered sugar, and then you're going to have 1 cup of flour, and I am going to take my whisk, try to get my phone not to fall, and I'm going to stir the flour with the whisk because that lightens the flour so it won't be too heavy, because flour will get packed down and you don't want to do it that way. Then you actually end up with too much of a volume of flour. Let me get my one cup measure. I'm gonna measure 1 cup of flour. Take your knife, level it off. There's your 1 cup of flour. Then slowly turn this on because that's a lot of flour in the butter. Okay, so you see how that's real crumbly. I'm sorry, my throat's not cooperating today. Sinus drainage. But how it's real crumbly. Oops. Whoa, there went my thing. That is how it is. It's crumbly. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take an 8x8 pan, like that, square pan, and you're going to spray it or butter it or, however you want. I usually spray it because it's faster. And then you're going to take your crust and you're going to press it down into this pan. So I'm just cleaning off my beater here because it has a lot stuck to it here. See, it gets a lot of stuff stuck. So I'm going to clean that off. Oops. There we go. Clean off the beater. Then I'm going to take this pan over here, and I'm going to see how it will firm up. You just have to press it together. So we're going to put it into, oops, I'm dumping it onto the counter. Push it, just to dump it into the pan. Okay. spread it around, and then press it down evenly. So this is actually a cookie crust. It's like a shortbread cookie crust. Doesn't have to look perfect or anything because you're going to be pouring filling on top of it. But you're going to bake it at 375 for 15 minutes. And it's going to kind of be lightly browned. A little bit extra over here. There we go. All right, there we are. Into the oven. Can you see the oven? No. There you go. So here's my oven, 375, already preheated, 15 minutes. Okay, so then while that's cooking, I'm going to quickly wash my pan so I can reuse it. I'm going to wash my beater. Get all the butter and stuff off of there. I don't think it has to be perfectly clean, just make sure you get all the soap off of it. Don't want soap bars. Let me wash the pan. Let that drain for just a second. Take my towel, dry my beater. Air dry. And then towel dry the bowl. Okay, now we're set for the filling. So while that is baking, you make your filling. So let's put this all back on my stand here. My box is in the way. Hold on. Let's just move that. There we go. Put my beater back in. Now, the trick to the filling is I put more in there than it says. So I like it real lemony. I like the lemon goo stuff. So I'm going to do 1.5 times the amount of filling that it says. So it will tell you to do 2 eggs. So I'm going to do half as much again. I'm going to do 3 eggs. So what I'm going to be telling you is going to be the extra filling amount. So let me get, so you can see what I'm doing, a little bowl, and number 1 egg. Uh-oh, knocking my recipe over. Stop that. Stop sliding. Oh, these paper towels. This is the crummiest batch of paper towels I've ever had. And I bought this brand before. They don't rip like they're supposed to. Okay, so we're going to do eggs, sugar, flour, lemon juice, lemon extract, baking powder, and salt. Okay, so we're doing 3 eggs. Oh, leave it there. There's 1 egg. Hi, how are you doing? We're going to do number 2 egg. Now, if you want just the amount of filling that the original recipe says, you're only going to do 2/3 of what I'm doing, because I'm doing 1.5 times the amount. And number 3 egg. It's better with more, trust me. So there's 3 eggs. I'm going to throw this away. Notice that the crust does not have any eggs because it's a shortbread crust, which means it has no eggs. Here you go. I'm going to beat the eggs. Okay, so then we're going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. This is regular sugar. Here we go, 1.5 cups. I love these new measuring cups I have. There's actually one that measures 1.5 cups. There's one that measures 3/4 cup. I love them. Oh, I just messed that up with the knife. There we go. Trying to level it off. Okay, 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of flour. So you notice this does not have a lot of flour. What time is it anyway? 12:16. I am trying to hurry. Try not to be too late. I'm like, I'm going to kind of be later. Well, Mom's just going to have to wait. That's all there is. 3 tablespoons of flour. I don't bother to level it off when I'm doing a tablespoon. I just don't. Okay, so then we're going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. That's that kind. Baking powder. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to have, it's like 3/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So what you're going to do is 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and then 1/2 of a quarter again. Okay, there's the salt. My salt is damp, even with the rice in it. I think I need some fresh rice. Okay. Then you are going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of lemon extract. That's the magic right there. Don't leave this one out. This is really where you're going to get that lemon flavor. 1, 2, 3/4 of a teaspoon of a lemon extract. Then I'm going to mix that for a minute. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to squeeze some lemon juice, and we're going to have 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. So here's my lemons. I'm actually going to wash this lemon since I don't know who's touched it. Gonna actually wash it with soup. Didn't used to really do that, but now I do. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get my little cutting board. I love my little tiny cutting board. Cut this in half. Then I'm going to take my lemon squeezer. This one. I love this one. Oh, this one's not it. This is the tiny one for limes. Hold on, let me get the other one. The big one. I need the big one for lemons. Bed Bath & Beyond's where I got this. So I'm going to squeeze the lemon. Look how fast it squeezes a lemon though. It's the easiest one. You do need to be able to grip. If you aren't able to grip with your hands real well, you might not want to do this one. But if you've got a little bit of grip, this will be the best one for you. Okay, there we go. Then let's put that in here. 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Let's see how much we got out of that lemon. 1, 2. Oh yeah, that was a huge lemon. 3. Yep, we got enough. All right, there we go. Mix. And it says blended until frothy. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So that's kind of light and frothy, right? Does that look frothy? We'll say frothy. Okay, so we have 6 minutes left over here on the, let me do this. 6 minutes left on our crust. So I'm going to now start my spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to put in the hamburger, a little bit of coconut oil, and my hamburger. So I like to do like a pound of hamburger, and I always use ground chuck because it's a little more lean than ground beef. I don't really like ground beef. So I just dump it in. There you go. Uh-oh. I got a piece of it there on the burner. I don't want it there. Let me see if I can get that out. There's still a piece there. It's just going to sit there and cook. Here we go. Get out of there, piece of meat. There we go. A little piece of left on there too. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to turn that on. Get it started till it's pretty hot. Then I'm going to take one of my favorite tools for this, also Bed Bath & Beyond. I think I got this there. It is a meat chopper. So you can chop your meat into smaller pieces really fast with this. You just kind of chop through it. It works really well. So we're going to let this hamburger cook. And while it's cooking, we got 5 more minutes on the crust. While it's cooking, I'm going to chop an onion. So I know spaghetti is not a very exciting recipe, and I do not make my sauce from scratch. I don't. Used to years ago, but then the jarred sauces got a lot better than what they used to be. So I'm fine with that. If you like to make it from scratch, that's great. But I'm trying to cook something kind of fast and easy today because I got so much cooking and baking coming up for Christmas. I don't want to kill myself on Sunday. So here we have some pepper. And see, if you like a little more fat in your meat than what is in ground chuck, add some coconut oil or something. Add some good oil, and I'm doing salt. Not some, you don't want the oil that the hamburger fat oil. It's not really good for you. Okay, so we'll get that ready. Now while that's cooking, we got 3 more minutes on the crust. I'm going to go over here, back over here, and chop an onion. So I'm going to take that and I'll actually turn that over so it won't taste like lemons. Unless you want lemon hamburger. You know, you never know. Lemon spaghetti might be good. And I still have a bunch of these little onions that I got. Somebody from work brought these in. And I still have a ton of these little onions. They're not sweet onions. They're just little onions. And they are really pungent. These ones will really get to your eyes. I usually use the Vidalia onions or the sweet onions. But hey, these were free. They're just little white onions. They're perfectly fine. They're just stronger. The fumes from them are stronger. So I just kind of stand back and turn on my air vent on the oven, and it'll it'll kind of, that's what I'm trying to say, pull the fumes up and away. So I'm getting rid of all this peeling. Try and do. There we go. Take one of these annoying paper towels that don't want to rip right. Oh, it actually did that time. Okay, I get it all off of here. Okay, I still got a little piece of peeling on there right there. Let's get rid of you. But I like these little onions because they're like the right size. Okay, so I'm going to slice through it. You can do onion however you like. This is how I do it. If this is not the professional chef way, I do not care. I do not care. I do how I do. Now I know you can cut it in half and lay it on the flat side. Yeah, I've done that. But you know, this works perfectly fine for me. And then just slice through. Let me go check my hamburger here. And make sure we're not burning, and that, let me stir it a little. Oh, there's our 1 minute mark before the crust is done. That's perfect. perfect. Let's see if we can get this onion finished in that time. I love cooked onion. Don't like it raw. Love it cooked. My little cutting board is a little on the small side. Okay, that's pretty much that whole onion, except the little tail. And it's not chopped real exact, which I'm fine with for spaghetti sauce. Okay, we got 3 seconds. There it is. Let me stir my hamburger a little bit here. Okay, so let's move the onion. And then let's take well, let's do this. I want to get something here like this. A little hot pad. Okay, I'm going to take this crust out of the oven. See how it's lightly browned around the edges? I'm not real sure that that's not too cold for this, since this is glass. Here. There. I don't want it. Sometimes if you put something hot on something cold, it'll shatter it. I've actually seen that happen. Okay, so let me take my filling and stir it one more time. Okay, then we're going to take that down. Take out the beater. Take my bowl. Try to not knock over the phone. There you go. Alright, get rid of the beater. Let me get a scraper. And we are going to pour this filling right on that hot crust. Oh, yeah. Yum, yum, yum. Now, since I have 1.5 times the filling, I don't remember. You may have to cook it longer than it says. But you may not. I can't remember. But check it. It says bake it at 375 for 18 to 22 minutes. Or until... Oh, I gotta move this to finish reading it. Until light golden brown. So if it's light golden brown on top, it's done. Okay, there you go. Remember, that is hot when you put it back in the oven. So here we go. Back over there. Take the hot pan back into the oven, and we'll set it for 8-10 minutes and give it a look. They are so easy to do. Okay, there's 18 minutes. Okay, so let's go over here to our ta-da hamburger. See how we're doing. Ooh, we're just going to town. Look at that. Okay, we'll turn that down a little. Now, it has an awful lot of liquid in here. Awful lot. And a little bit of pink right there still. Get that browned. And then I'm going to pour some of that liquid off because I don't want that grease. Grease it to a can. Alright, here we go. Pour off was quite a lot of grease. pouring it off into a can. Whoa! Trying not to lose my hamburger. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to add this onion. The onion cooked. I don't like to do, I guess I could have done the onion before, but I like to get the grease poured off before I put the onion in. But you can put the onion in with the hamburger if you want to. You certainly can. And then I'm actually going to add a little bit more of the good coconut oil. It's supposed to be good for you. I hope so. Because it does make it taste better. But you don't have to do that if you don't want. Then, I always like to doctor up my spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to add some Italian seasoning, and I don't measure. I just shake it in there. So I don't know, teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, something like that. That's probably a teaspoon. And I am going to, since I poured some of the grease off, I'm going to add a little more pepper, just in case it washed away. More salt. Stir that in. Then I'm going to just open a jar of spaghetti sauce. This is the one I like right now. It is called Giarusa. I don't know how to say it. Tomato basil. It's got the picture of this girl on it. I like this one because it does not have chunks of tomatoes in it. It's all smooth. If you like the ones with the chunks of tomatoes, then you get what you want. But I just have never liked that. I like the smooth sauce. And I used to buy Ragu all the time. It's one I always used. And they started making theirs more chunky, to where you couldn't find the ones that weren't chunky. And one day I was standing at the store saying, alright, I gotta find another brand, but which one is not chunky? And it's hard to tell, even in the glass jar, which one doesn't actually have chunks of tomatoes. I couldn't tell, and I'm standing there, and this woman in the store came up and was looking, and she goes, oh, well, it's hard to decide, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah. And I want one that is not got tomato chunks in it, and I can't really tell which one that would be. And she's like, well, try this one. I've tried that one. It's good. And it's all smooth sauce. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, she was right. It was good. It's also more expensive. But it was good. She was right. So I do like that one. Okay, now, let us go back over here. Back over here. I'll just leave that there. Move it over here. Now we're going to make my final thing. This is probably one of my favorite things ever. I'm going to make honey mustard dressing. I don't know if you've ever had honey mustard dressing. This will be the best honey mustard dressing you ever had if you like honey mustard dressing. And it is so easy. It takes mayonnaise, mustard, and honey, and that is it. And it is so good. Okay, so I'm having salad today. Just, you know, regular salad. And I like to make homemade dressings, though. They're so much better, even though I'm not making homemade mayonnaise. But it's still a homemade dressing. I say this. So I am going to make just a small batch of this. So for the small batch, let me check my recipe again. So normally for a huge batch of it, you're going to want 2 cups of mayonnaise, a half a cup of honey, and a 1/4 cup of mustard. But I'm going to do a half a cup of mayonnaise because I just don't need that much. Half a cup of mayonnaise. Let me get a spoon to spoon up my mayonnaise. And this is Hellmann's mayonnaise. You can use whatever you want. Now it's better to make this with regular mayonnaise and not Miracle Whip. You can use Miracle Whip. It'll just taste different. It'll just be tangier and sweeter. But it really, to me, is my favorite with regular mayonnaise. So, half a cup of regular mayonnaise. And if you have, like, light mayonnaise, you can probably use that. I've just never tried it with it, but I think you can. Okay, there you go. Then you're going to have, just make sure I'm doing this right now. Let me rinse this out. This had lemons in it. You're going to have 1 tablespoon of mustard. Now, I use plain old regular simple yellow mustard. I have it upside down because it's almost empty. Regular old mustard. Now, if you want to use ground mustard, Grey Poupon mustard, you can use whatever mustard you want. Spicy mustard. Uh-oh. Making a mess. You can use whatever mustard you want. You really can. But I like it the best with this Putin mustard. With this plain mustard. I'm trying to get... all I need is a tablespoon. Come on, buddy. We can do it. Okay, there we go. And I like this dressing because you're using mustard and mayonnaise that will last a long time, and you know, it has a long refrigerator life. That the dressing will last a long time too. It'll last as long as mayonnaise or mustard would in your refrigerator. Okay, so there's our mustard. Then you're going to have 2 tablespoons, which that's a 2 tablespoon measure right there. Let me clean up this mess I made though. The mustard made. 2 tablespoons of honey. And again, you can use any kind of honey you want. This is orange blossom honey. I also like clover honey, but you can, you know, whatever you like. Just 2 tablespoons of honey. Oh, look at that. Oh, ta. Okay, then we're going to put that in. Look how beautiful. Honey's pretty, isn't it? Did you know honey never spoils? Ever. It never spoils. It can crystallize, but that's not actually spoiled. Honey will, unless you put some contaminant in it, honey stays pure. It stays good for eternity. Did you know that? Never spoils. Honey is actually antibacterial, antimicrobial, antiviral. Honey is good for you. Honey kills germs. But you can keep honey on the shelf forever, and it never goes bad. Other than it could crystallize, but you could technically still eat it. It's not bad. And that's just a texture change. That's not it going bad. So if you ever wonder, oh my goodness, how old is this honey? Should I throw it away? No, don't throw it away. It's never going to go bad. And if you think about it, bees that make the honey, it's outside all the time. They don't refrigerate it. And it has to, of course it lasts forever because they're making it. It's amazing. It's an amazing product, I think. Never goes bad. So then you take a whisk and you stir instant honey mustard dressing. Look at that. That's it. The simplest salad dressing you'll ever make. And it's so good. So I usually take and put it in a little jar. Mason jars are perfect. There you are. Homemade honey mustard dressing. Try this and see, because if you like honey mustard, this will be the best honey mustard you have ever had. I made this one time when Mom and Dad were both still home. Dad's in a nursing home now, but before that, when they were both still in the same condo, I made this for a lunch one time. And Mom liked ranch dressing. Dad always liked like French dressing or Catalina dressing or dressing like that. He liked ranch too. So I wasn't sure if they'd like it. Now I made it, and the next week we had salad again. And I said, well, what dressing do y'all want? And they were both like, well, we want that honey mustard. Forget the other dressing. We want that honey mustard. So from then on, and neither one of them would eat anything but this honey mustard. It's that good. We have 8 minutes. 8 minutes till the lemon bars are done. Here's our honey mustard. Let's go look at our spaghetti sauce and see what's happening. Oh, it's simmering. Very nice. Perfect. So then all I have to do is make spaghetti noodles, and I'm not gonna make them here. I'm gonna make spaghetti noodles at Mom's. But I just have to make spaghetti noodles, and we're done with spaghetti. And I also have some garlic bread. I just buy the frozen garlic bread. Cole's garlic toast or something it's called. And I just let that simmer for a few minutes. Oh, you know what I didn't do that I usually do? Let me do it. Let me do it. I usually add a tablespoon or two, or a teaspoon or two. That's a couple teaspoons of sugar. It's supposed to cut down the acidity. Makes it good. You can leave that out if you want, though. But I usually put that in. Well, let's taste it, see how it is. Actually, I don't want that big a spoon. Let's get a little spoon. Plus, then I won't want to stir with it again. Let's get a eating spoon. Now I'm gonna let it sit there a minute so I don't burn the fire out of my mouth, though. We shall let it sit there and rest for a minute. 6 minutes. Oh, okay. We're not doing too bad. So with the lemon bars, you are going to sprinkle them with powdered sugar. You're going to cool in the pan on a wire rack and sprinkle it with powdered sugar. And cut it into bars. So let me put up our stuff here. Put up a flour mushroom. So I just need to keep my powdered sugar out. If I can find. I usually put the powdered sugar, here it is, through a little strainer, so it, I like sprinkle it through this, so it all evenly works. So there's my salad dressing. Let's taste our spaghetti sauce. I think it's good, just like that. Yep. Yummy. Hi, how are you doing? Okay. So I'll just let that simmer on low. We've got 5 more minutes. If you want to wait 5 more minutes, then we can see them. I want you to see the lemon bars. Let me get out the wire rack. Although it isn't going to have much time to cool here because I'm going to grab it and go. Grab it and go just as soon as it's done. We're going to have spaghetti and salad and lemon bars. Happy Sunday dinner. There you go. Let me get out my spaghetti noodles too. I got to take those with me. You can use any kind of noodle. I usually get the angel hair because I like the real thin ones. I actually like any spaghetti. I don't care if it's the thick ones. The thick ones, the thin ones, the medium ones. I love spaghetti. Let me put my salad dressing. I've got stuff on a tray over here. Put my salad dressing on the tray. What time is it anyway? 12:44. Okay, not too bad. I need some ice in my water. I'm going to make a whole lot of noise here. I guess that wasn't that much noise. Getting some ice from the water. And a little more water. It was really exciting for me to tell you what I'm doing in it. How thrilling! No, it is not. Alright, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go. So while I'm waiting the 3 minutes, let's drop our phone. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Roller coaster. Let's do our dishes. Yay. Now some of these I'm going to put in the dishwasher, but I don't put all this in the dishwasher. I'll just wash my little cutting board. This goes in the dishwasher. Most of this I'll put in the dishwasher, but this big mixing bowl I wash my hands. My little beater that can go in the Silverware. You don't usually get to stay and see the finished product, so we're only 2 minutes away. I figured let's stay and pull it out of the oven. Well, if it's done. I don't know if it's going to be done, but we're going to look at it in 2 minutes anyway. In 1 minute. Just enough time to wash this pan or bowl. There we go. Sit there and dry. The rest goes in the dishwasher. Okay. There's the dishes. That way I don't come home to dishes. And then you see these little plates? I just got these at Walmart. Aren't they cute? They're going to be used for Christmas or, I think, every day. They call it Christmas plates, but you can use those every day. They don't have to be Christmas. And look, see this right here? Oh, that's for next week's dessert. Next week's dessert is on my birthday. See those little melting chocolate cakes? That's what I'm making. I'm making that for my birthday to take to Mom. To eat with Mom, I should say. Okay, let's take a look at our bars. Here, I'm going to turn you around. Okay, there you go. Oh, we got to get a hot pad. Oh yeah, look at this. They are browned. That's brown, boy. You see that? Yes, you can. And then I jiggle it. And if it doesn't look liquidy in the middle, like pumpkin pie kind of, I think it's good. I think it's good. Alright, so let me get the other hot pad. Taking this out and putting it on my rack. So look, you've got to watch till it was done. So let's turn off the oven. I'm actually going to turn off my spaghetti sauce too. Let's take the phone over here. I'm having a hard time getting it to stay on this little stand. Every time I move it, it pops off. Okay, here you go. So then I'm going to take, let's go up a little. I'm going to take my powdered sugar and my little strainer as soon as I can find where I put it. Oh, here it is. And now normally I'd wait till it cools a little bit, but I got to go. So I'm going to sprinkle the powdered sugar into this little strainer. I don't measure this, just whatever till I like it, you know. Now I'm getting some of the big chunks are falling out. Just pretend you don't see that. It's not going to hurt a thing. But I just sprinkle it with powdered sugar. Sprinkle it through this little strainer. And I just get it till it's a nice good coat of powdered sugar. However much you want. It's like snow. Snowing onto your lemon bars. Oh, these are going to be so good. Extra, extra lemony because of the extra filling I put on them. I'm wanting to get it over here on the edge, and it does not want to go on the edge. There. I'm using my hand to push it through so it's coming through a little faster. Because we've just taken our own time. There we go. I don't know, that's probably a 1/4 cup of sugar, but I don't measure. There's no certain amount. I like a lot. Why not? Okay, there you go. Then we'll put the rest back inside the container. I can rinse this off and it'll be clean. All my dishes are done. Put this spoon in my spaghetti spoon in the dishwasher. Okay, we're clean. Dishes are clean. There we are. Let me turn off the oven light too. And the noisy fan. Okay, there we are. I hope you enjoyed watching. I will take pictures and put recipes. And I hope you enjoy making these things for yourself. Bye.